Right, so we're going to talk about the role of educator, and this is really the backbone of the center. So everything in this facility is really about learning, it's about discovery, it's about teaching. But there's the specific role of educator, and with this role, it's diverse. It goes through a lot of the different neighborhoods, but there's certain qualities that we really need from anyone that's going to teach in our facility. First of all, you have to be a very caring person. So we're really about just looking out for the best interests of every guest, every member, every student that walks through our doors. So you genuinely have to be doing this because you love people and you want to see them succeed and you want to watch them grow and learn a skill. You're expected to be professional. That's everything from the way you dress to the way you speak, your language, your consistency. So coming in and having a bad day and having that manifest in your classroom is unacceptable here. So you always put the students first. You come in, appropriate in all ways. So professionalism, caring, you got to be a positive motivator. So we don't teach from a negative perspective. So we're not going to criticize people and yell at them and be disciplinary in the way that we teach. We want to use positive reinforcement. We want to catch them doing things the right way and really make it a fun, engaging experience for them. So if you're more the disciplinary type who's hypercritical, this probably is not going to be a good fit for you. If you get really excited about seeing people succeed, you try to bring the best out in them, and you love to praise people for being successful, then that's more what we're looking for. And the last thing is we have a very specific language, a very specific style of teaching and teaching philosophy. You have to be willing to adjust to our language and philosophy. So if you come in with a teaching background and you have a certain way that you've gotten comfortable doing things, you may have to unlearn some of that under us. If you're not comfortable with that, that's fine. This is probably not the right fit for you. And that's not to say that the things that you already know, your existing skill sets, aren't going to be put to use. It's just that there are some certain underlying connecting pieces that flow throughout all of the different classes that we teach, all of the different neighborhoods, and we expect everyone to be in agreement and on the same page for that so we can provide a consistent experience for our students. So as long as you're willing to agree with those things, you've got multiple neighborhoods that you can be teaching through. So you've got Move You, and that would be anything movement based. So if you have a background in teaching dance, martial arts, cheer, acrobatics, Tai Chi, yoga, any of those kinds of things. Anything that's movement based, right? That would be Move You. Then you have the think tank, and that would be anything project based. So, and that could be anything from teaching painting or creative writing or poetry, kind of right brain stuff. Or maybe you have a science background or a mathematics background and you're into things that are kind of solution mind oriented, where you're helping them, solve problems or, creating neat building structures, anything like that. That would be the left side. So these would be more in a classroom setting with materials. However, there's still a movement component even to those and everything that we do. The next neighborhood is Game On, and Game On is a social experience. So this would be maybe you're a dungeon master for Dungeons and Dragons, or you're really into chess. You're a chess enthusiast. Anything having to do with games so that we can work on both collaborative and competitive skills. So there's that neighborhood. Pebble Park is our giant indoor park. All of our educators are expected to do shifts in Pebble Park. So, and that's where you get to kind of do some little mini lessons with the things that you're teaching in the other neighborhoods. But more importantly, it's a great time to build rapport and establish good connections in a more free-flowing environment and test things out. So that's where you can test out something that you're thinking about teaching, or reinforce something that you did teach with a student in class. Now you get them in an environment where they're having fun, they're playing, and you can kind of deepen that connection and explore it a little farther in the park. And then the last thing that happens, we do adventure birthday parties and celebrations, and our adventure birthday parties have an educational component to them as well. So some of our educators choose to get involved in that neighborhood and either host or support birthday parties. We run up to 12 a weekend. Our average is probably between 8 and 10. They're really high intensity, they're a lot of fun, we handle everything, and we actually have 3 movement-based portions to that. One is Empower, which is more of a martial arts-based experience for the guests. One is Imagine, which is kind of a dance and theater based, and then one is Energize, which is more game-based. So we do have educators that will fill in those roles specifically, or they'll be an overall host for the party, kind of the entertainer, or support the structure of the party and make sure everything runs well for the guests. Okay, so that gives you an overview of the various neighborhoods and what we're looking for in an educator. So the next step is basically to email us. So, and you have that, if you watch the overview video, the email once again is jointheteam@questersway.com, and included with the other things in that email, if you're interested in joining our educator group, what you're going to need to do is let us know what your teaching background is, just basically, and if you have none, that's okay. Let us know what your skill sets are and why you think you would be a good teacher. And then, are you looking for a full or a part-time position? Are you thinking career-wise, or are you just passing through? And most importantly, what neighborhoods do you think you can contribute to? So are you movement-based, are you project-based? Where are your unique areas? So shoot us that email and you'll get a response from us, and then we'll take the next step from there.